What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from TiCGN.com. Welcome to episode 14 of the TiC XP podcast. I'm not going to waste no time because I don't know how long these topics, go run because we got Mr. PlayStation himself in the building, so he might be talking mad shit tonight. But let's start with these intros, man. We got my light-skinned brother from somebody else's mother, Mr. Nickodemus X.
Yo, this is Nickodemus, the king of indies himself. Thanks for you guys for joining. Thanks for the guys who gave us 2 dislikes. We appreciate the view. Appreciate that. And let's just have a good show.
Cool. We got my right-hand woman, Miss Paxap 2017 2v1 herself, Mamacita. What's happening?
You have to come up with another intro for me, Fame.
That's actually perfect. That describes you perfectly.
No, we're going to come up with something. What's up, everybody? I know me, Mamacita, where I've made a vow to always keep it classy, and thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, and we got, of course, I don't know if we're going to have to do a eulogy for Crunk Girl, but she MIA. Hopefully she does. Hopefully she jumps in at some point. But we got 2 guests with us tonight. We're going to start off with Mr. PlayStation Nation himself. Jay Barr, what's good, my brother?
Yo, what's good, guys? Thanks for the invite once again. I'm just a regular PlayStation guy, man. You guys just is giving me the utmost respect right now. I'm getting a little nervous, man. But nah. I definitely appreciate being on here, and yeah, I'm looking to have some fun. And let's get it on and popping.
That's a bad. And we got we got a man who got probably the best podcast going right now. And I don't even think it's up to debate right now. We got BG from Weapon Wheel Podcast, man. What's happening, brother?
Yo, what's going on, man? Listen, I'm just a regular man who creates great things. That's all.
Wow.
He's so humble.
You know what's funny? I remember a couple of months ago, I had put a tweet out and I was like, yeah, I know I made it when when Red Infamy followed me. And BG was like, nigga, like BG like he the godfather of the game. And so we showed a massive respect, I feel. So the community is everybody is got their panties in a bunch. A lot of it is real anger. Most of it is fake anger because of what's happening over at Xbox with a pretty sparse lineup that was already set to happen in 2017. We lost another one. Now, I will say my anger today is not as much as yesterday because of some things that have been trending and things that have been said behind closed doors. But let me get your thoughts on this whole Scalebound situation, man. Like, what really in the fuck is happening at Xbox? I mean, this is supposed to be Year of the Scorpio, and the first news we get is Scalebound being canceled.
I can tell this thing is. I'm sorry to cut you off. I can tell that this thing is deep on your heart. We didn't even talk about the games we playing. Like, y'all niggas not playing games. Like, we just get right into it. Like, what?
Yeah, well, we jumping right into it.
Damn. All right, go ahead.
Jump right in the pool, bro. Don't matter.
But since you stepped your toe in the water, Nick,
This big old nasty toe.
who you putting the blame on? Phil came out. He apologized. Platinum Camille, he apologized, and no one's really taking the blame. I mean, they're both kind of taking the blame, but they're not really pointing fingers. But the community seems to be pointing their finger at Microsoft. What do you think, man? Who's to blame? And what's really going on at Xbox, man? Because the games lineup for this year is looking hella sparse right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anybody's necessarily like to blame whole like 100% or whatever like that. I think people are mad at Microsoft because the lack of games, the lack of exclusives. Like, if Scalebound was canceled and they had like a significant amount of exclusive dropping in 2017, it wouldn't be that huge of a deal. I think people are just, they were expecting a certain amount of games. I mean, when you have like 5 exclusives dropping in 2017 and 1 gets canceled and now you only got 4, that's pretty big, bro. That's a pretty big deal. So I think that people are just upset because of the lack of exclusives in general, man. And I mean, as far as who's to blame, whatever, I think they're both partially to blame. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a similar case with Rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like, PlayStation had that exclusive and the developer wasn't doing what they're supposed to do, so PlayStation cut them. You know what I'm saying? They cut their losses. They just didn't want to deal with them anymore. So I don't know the whole story. I mean, I think Microsoft did what they felt was best for their business. You know what I'm saying? So
some of the stuff that was coming out was saying, they were stressed, and people were saying Kamaya took a stress leave. He came out saying taking no stress leave. We come to find out they got like 4 games dropping. We know they're not a big studio. So how you got 4 games getting released, and how you split your manpower up like that? BG,
are people mad because Are people mad because they still gonna bring out Nier, but they dropped Scalebound?
People reaching. I think it's a reach, but people saying that Platinum was being dirty and was using the Scalebound money to to work on Nier.
Hey, I can't hate because I love Nier, so. Nah, but go ahead, my bad.
BG, what's your thoughts, brother?
So yeah, I mean, as far as the blame, on I talk about this in one of my videos. I said Platinum Games, they take on way too many different projects. At one point, they were working on like four projects, and they have less than 200 developers at their studio. Like developers like Naughty Dog, Rockstar, they have like over 300. They only work on 2 at a time. So what the hell are you doing working on like 4 projects at one time? So that's their fault for taking on too much, especially big projects. And the Kamiya had pointed out that Microsoft apparently gave them like really tight deadlines at some point, like that E3 trailer. Apparently that was something that was like really rushed out last minute. And it looked like it too. I knew something was wrong from that E3 trailer. Like things weren't meshing together in that trailer. Like nothing in that trailer was making sense to me. Like as far as like mechanics and gameplay, like he was shooting arrows at the dragon and like it wasn't even registering. It was like it was like some early model bull crap, and I'm like, there's nobody else like catching that this is like not working right now. So I mean, both of them are definitely to blame for that.
Do you think if they wouldn't have been working on so much stuff?
Oh, I think Scalebound would have came out. Absolutely.
Damn. Barry, what's your thoughts, brother?
Barry, real quick.
Yeah.
Would you prefer? Would you have preferred them cancel Scalebound or Nier?
Oh, come on.
Oh man, that's rough. I was very intrigued for Scalebound. Not even gonna lie, but the fact that I played Nier demo, I'm leaning towards Nier, but overall, I was probably more excited for Scalebound before I played Nier. So, but those shits at Microsoft,
You know what's coming.
is messing with my boy Kamiya, man. You know what I mean? Nah, but yo, everybody kept saying about that whole he took a leave. He denied that on Twitter. Platinum, they came out with their statement saying it was unfortunate. But I do agree with BG what he said. I do think Platinum, they do take on a lot of stuff. They was working on a lot of things. But overall, I do think that Microsoft, I don't know the business deal that was going on with them, but I'm looking at Scalebound as probably one of their games that could set people that don't have like an Xbox One or yet, like people that have a PS4 or a Wii U or whatever Nintendo. Those guys will probably lean towards getting the Xbox with that game out of their lineup this year. You know what I mean? So I do think it's kind of like a mishap on their end, because from what I'm seeing in the community, I don't really see people looking for, people's not seeing the incentive to get this system now. You know what I mean, I think Scorpio people will get that, but I just think having Scalebound and Scorpio, that's just a better incentive. You know what I mean? So it does kind of suck that the game is not coming out, but I don't know what's going on in Microsoft, man. The things that I look for is the PR statements, right? You said that this game is getting canceled, but with that, you're saying that there's other games coming in 2017. We already knew about that stuff. You already announced that. And then you had the nerves to put in other experiences. Like, yo, state what those things are. You know what I mean? You can state what those things are. You can give a new trailer to State of Decay 2. You know what I mean? The last time we heard of State of Decay 2 or seen anything from that game was last year at E3. These games are supposed to be coming out, guys. 2017, and you don't even see a dev's diary. You don't see nothing. A trailer, a little snippet of gameplay, nothing. Yeah, you're right. So when are these games really coming out? Like with bad news like that, I think you need to show something like that. That's one thing Sony is good at. So if Sony delay a game, or if some bad news happen with Sony, best believe the next day or that day you're going to see like a trailer from anticipated game coming out or something. You know what I mean? Or some news that you're getting some DLC for free or something like that.
Or how many
I don't know.
PS4, how many PS4s?
Or sales talk. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Brian, let me ask you a question, because you in life, you work with money. So this game been in development, what, 4 years, guys?
Yeah, 4 years.
And so if it's true that Microsoft was giving them a tight deadline, right, and they just needed more time, how much sense does it make to scrap a game after you invested all this money into it if the dev just needed more time? Like, you're gonna take a complete loss, you're gonna take 100% loss.
But we don't know how many times they said that behind closed doors, that we need more time.
Yeah, it's still a little vague. But me personally, I'd have went for the risk due to the fact that it can attract more people to buy Xbox that's having this game, because it's so different from everything in their lineup. You know, an RPG co-op game. You don't see RPGs co-op wise too much like that in that scale and that level on PlayStation. You know what I mean? They do have them on PlayStation, but not at that scale. You know what I mean? So with that could bring people over to your system. It to me, it looks like Microsoft does. I don't know. I can't even tell you. I don't even know, man. I don't know what the hell's going on with Microsoft. Like, they don't want to compete or nothing. And the fact that the Switch is coming out this year too is like, yo, what are you doing?
Ain't nobody buying that trash.
We gonna hold off on that, because I can't wait.
I'm with BG with it, but I'm just saying, like, yo.
Let me ask you something, Bar. You really believe Scalebound would have been a system seller?
Would it be a system seller? I think so. You know why? Because people that don't have that console, I think, you know, people on PlayStation or people on Nintendo, they will be more lenient or looking, you know, they will look over at the Xbox side for that game.
It's the type of game that PlayStation gamers look for.
Right. Well, what would be more beneficial to Microsoft, though, to bring over PS4 people to buy an Xbox One for one game, Scalebound, or get its base to buy games like Scalebound, Quantum Break, Recourse, Sunset Overdrive? Get your base to buy the games that they're producing. Just pulling over PS4 people for one game, how does that help? How does that help the bottom line? How does that help the bottom line is what I'm saying. If you're only going to purchase an Xbox for Scalebound, well, what good are you to the ecosystem? What good are you to the whole picture is what I'm saying. That may help in the short run, but how does that work?
You know why it worked? Because you got that person with your console in their house. You know, that's all you need. Because
right, but how many times have you heard my PlayStation brothers and sisters say the only reason I had an Xbox was for Scalebound. Only reason I had an Xbox was for Quantum Break. If you're only going to buy one game on the system, you aren't helping the cause.
But those people also have Xbox Live. Those, you know what I mean? Like me personally, I don't have an Xbox currently, but my Xbox Live is still running. Just
to play Scalebound? You're going to pay $60 a year just to play Quantum Break?
You're going to need it for a co-op.
Well, you are for Scalebound, that's true. But you're gonna pay $60 just to play Scalebound. One game. And plus $400 for the system, and then $60 for the game, and then another $60. So now we're over what, $600 just to play one game.
Mamacita right on that. Well, folks who say they buy a console for one game, they lying.
Yeah, they are.
But who getting the most blame, Mamacita? Is it Microsoft, Platinum? From all the stuff you hear from the rumors, from the press releases, you know, Phil went on Twitter. You know, he had like this is his Twitter day where he just responds to everybody. Who should take the brunt of this blame, and what the hell is going on with this? From
what I see, Microsoft is getting the brunt of the blame for it. From what I see. So? From what I see. Now, you know what, my position is this. You know, none of us know what happened behind closed doors. None of us. We can make assumptions. We can assume. Some of us take sides with developers, publishers, and then Microsoft. And Microsoft is a publisher in this game. But we tend to always want to take a side and see and place blame. None of us really know what actually happened behind closed doors. I have no idea. And I'm gonna tell you why I wasn't as hurt about Scalebound. Well, first of all, after Lionhead, Fable series, and all that being closed down and canceled, you know, I made the decision that I am no longer gonna go, just be into all this hype about game announcements until I can actually play the game. I'll save all my hype. I'm looking forward, yes, but I'm not hyping up any game until I can actually play it. Okay, after that, after the Lionhead Studio closing fiasco.
So all the disappointment from the Microsoft side has caused you to be this way now?
Shut up.
She's settling.
But what, I'm saying.
You go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's just my attitude, going forward. But as far as who's to blame, I think, if Microsoft has demands and as far as, time constraints, and we need this game to be, I mean, how much longer should they be waiting for this game to be ready? How much longer? How much more money are they supposed to pump into this game? And then what kind of strikes me is Camilla's his statements on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. This guy will block you in a heartbeat. He has a very, in my opinion, kind of nasty rudeness when he talks to his Twitter followers. And he had nothing nice to say about Microsoft a few years ago about the marketing. He was so angry and upset about how Microsoft, he felt like he was being treated. Why is he not bashing Microsoft? Like, that's my question.
That's a good point.
Why isn't he? He's all apologetic. I'm so sorry. And, I wish I could have. Who is this guy? Because this isn't the guy that I've been following the past few years. So I don't know.
I'm going to give the L to Platinum Games. I do think it's more their fault. Definitely because of all look at their history of games that they've, like 65% of their games are trash.
Right.
And that's because they take on too much. So what was probably happening was, they were trying to be the Captain Saberhose and the dots of the industry, trying to be we'll make the game for you. Yeah, just give us the license. We'll make the game for you. They was trying to be that guy. And Microsoft, handed was like, okay, you're gonna work on this game for us. And they was walking around the neighborhood and with every other developer and publisher talking about, yeah, we'll make your game too. And Microsoft was like, bro, yo, what's up? Where our game at? And they was too busy dotting in the neighborhood. So that's what happened.
Damn.
You know what's crazy about that, BG? This was supposed to be his baby. Didn't he talk about how he wanted to make a dragon, protagonist game for the longest? This was the game he wanted to make. Why wasn't this your priority?
Should you blame Microsoft should you blame Platinum or Microsoft for that, knowing that they are working on multiple projects? I'm pretty sure they knew that. So you should know, like, yo, these people, they might not cater or show so much care to the game that, they're developing for us.
Yeah, but
where they were going to make projects at the time, though. Like,
this is the game Kamaya always wanted to make. This was supposed to be his baby. So why wasn't this at his forefront? Why are you going around looking at other games? So you should have put them other games, make them get delayed with your baby. Will somebody give you the money for your baby? You work on your baby. This is supposed to be his big game, his crowning achievement, and he just kind of, presumably he's kind of, like BG said, thought around and worked on every other thing besides the game he wanted to play, the game he wanted to make.
Well, you got to understand, Camilla, he's probably not working on Nier or the other games. He's probably just working on Scalebound with that. They have other separate little teams, even though they're pretty small. They have little.
God, he's not working on Nier.
But you would want him to work on Nier because he created games, great games.
Why? He gives up. He's a give up ass nigga.
Yeah.
Why would I want him on Nier?
Okay, but here's the thing. It takes this generation. It takes like more years than average. Like the average developer cycle is like was 2. You could say it's at least 3.5 now. So you got a studio full of 200 people, right? 400. You got working on 4 games. That's typically it takes all those people usually the amount to make one game. So how are you supposed to get that project out in the correct amount of time if you're splitting your 200 people up 4 times? How? Mm-hmm. The math doesn't work. I need to see the receipts. Don't work.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing, but I felt like that was an oversight that Microsoft themselves didn't forecast. You know what I mean? They just so hyped to get a exclusive. They looking past those things that you're analyzing And that's why I'm looking at it's on a Microsoft thing instead of more of a Platinum. Yeah, Platinum, I can see, you know, certain issues with them and having all that work, but as for somebody that is publishing the game, you're overseeing this stuff. How come you didn't get people to bring into to help them out to get your game out? You're publishing the game. This is your game. This is your IP.
But just think about the reports. Microsoft trying to micromanage, you know, Platinum, trying to tell them how they need. Just leave them alone and let them make the game. I mean, that's what we would have heard if. And I'm not necessarily disagreeing with what you're saying, but I'm just saying with what we know today and the talk. Just imagine if it had come out that Microsoft had interjected and saying, you know, I need this, I need for you to do this. You should do. Okay, well, that's why the game is behind production, because Microsoft keeps butting in, and that is what the talk would have been.
All right, but check this out. You remember what was the game? Was it Diablo? What was coming out, and it was like a 900p. What Microsoft did? They interjected and said, "Hold up, we need to get this damn game 1080."
That's true.
They brought their people over there to get this game. They could have did the same thing with their own IP. This is something they own. This game they're publishing.
And again, the game has been in development though for how many years? It's not like this game was announced last E3 and they've had a year. And this is something game was announced when 2014, but right. And he had been working on it, a year or two, even prior to that, as far as the idea or whatever he initially had for this.
Because the idea been around since forever. It was supposed to be a Wii game, wasn't it? The idea. Yep. They've been working on it since like 2012, 2013.
Yeah. So as much as I agree with what you're saying, I just think in this case, I still think they had long enough to be able to put this game should have been complete. And Fame, you said a few podcasts ago, which I didn't even see Scalebound's gameplay. You said you felt like the frame rates were awful.
Yeah, that's I always thought for the longest I was like, this game not going to drop until Scorpio drop, because what they showed, them frames was ugly. The main character model, he looked ashy. His face had no detail. I just figured the delay was they was trying to wait until Scorpio drops because they knew the X1 couldn't push this game out properly. That was my theory.
Yeah.
But BG, if you feel you pulling your money, knowing PlayStation killing you in an exclusive, you pulling your money, you wait.
I feel like maybe there's like I didn't understand the cancellation because, you know, from where maybe there's something in the business part that I don't understand, because the way I see it is, if you cancel the game, that's guaranteed loss. No matter what you do, that's a lose-lose. If you at least continue it, right? And let's say it takes long, you know, more money than you expected, you can still make part of that money back, at least part of it. Probably more money than you would cancel it, right? Even if it turns out that the game isn't great or even trash, you put it out, still gonna sell and you're gonna make more money. So I just didn't understand, like, even from a business standpoint, the only way I don't know, I don't understand it from a business standpoint. I really don't. I don't. It's not like Microsoft is like having money trouble. Like if Sony could fund Last Guardian for a damn decade, when people said they were going bankrupt, I see no reason they can fund this game for another, like, at least year and a half. I see no reason. So I just think there's got to be something else. He had to just be like, you know what? He had to just be fed up. It couldn't be a money problem.
Yeah,
it had to be a patient.
Wait a minute. So do you? Because I'm in the theory of, I don't think the Xbox division has unlimited funds like everybody else do. I don't think Microsoft is not letting them just have a limited, you know, dip into the Microsoft bank account.
No, they definitely not.
So he like, you know what? I ain't got no money here. You know, we making controllers every other day. I just feel like, you know, it doesn't make any sense, like you said, on a business standpoint, to take a 100% loss.
Don't worry, guys. Scalebound will be out in 2027.
Yeah,
it's the new Last Guardian. It's okay.
Nah, it'll be a reimagining, if anything.
And then the other thing is, like, okay, you cancel it. They still own the IP. So what do you do with a canceled IP? They own the
IP? Oh God.
Yeah, Microsoft owns the IP.
They own it. So it's like, what do you do with a canceled project now? You own it. You just gonna sit on it. You can't. If you sell it, it's dumb, because you put like probably 60% of the money that's needed to finish into it. If you sell it, somebody else is going to be like, oh shit, we could just put the 40% left and like profit off of what they did. You can't do that. So it's like, what the hell do you do now then?
Oh man, so people hoping that it's coming to PS4 and Nintendo, they can give it. You can stop it.
If Microsoft sell it, they might as well just finish the game. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what don't make no sense.
Yeah.
But all the assets are leaving with Platinum, right? So that means if Microsoft decides, all right, here comes the Scalebound, it won't be what we've been seeing the past 4 years. It'll be something completely different, right?
It's gonna be a top down.
No, I mean, if they sell it, they sell everything that's been made with it. So it's up to whoever buys it if they want to keep that stuff. Because like when Gears sold, Epic sold Gears, you know, they took everything.
Yeah,
they took everything. So Coalition Coalition, they chose what they wanted to use from it, but the concept of the game was already made. So the Coalition just piggybacked off of what was already made about Gears 4.
I find that interesting. That's an interesting, because I didn't know that Microsoft owned the IP.
Yeah, they own the IP.
I didn't know that.
See, my thing, I didn't know as far as third parties go, I didn't know who kept the assets. Like who does that belong to? Like, yes, Microsoft owns the IP and they got the I can't figure the name. Microsoft got the IP. I thought that when they told Platinum, all right, y'all done, that Platinum can get up and take their work and just can't use it.
No.
Microsoft, okay.
Microsoft keep everything. Just like with Order 1886, Sony has the rights to it. They that other studio completely made the game from scratch. Sony like, give me all of that. That's mine now. Yeah. Beat it.
Sony own all of that. Yeah, just like Microsoft, they own all of that with Scalebound.
Well, that really makes me question now. It really does.
There's no hope, guys. Give it up.
So,
come
on. what's Scalebound gone? You guys got any faith in State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves?
Hold on, real quick. Let me address Mamacita real quick because earlier she said she wasn't hype for Scalebound. Now, you mean to tell me all this time we've been talking about riding dragons together, Mamacita, you wasn't hype for Scalebound just because they canceled? Now you wasn't hyped.
Did you hear a lot of hype in my voice whenever we talked about Scalebound?
We was talking about riding dragons together.
We was talking about riding dragons.
We was all talking about riding dragons together.
We can ride some Skyrim dragons, can't we?
Nah, fam, I ain't touching that.
Okay. Horizon Zero Dawn coming out too, isn't
it? I was never excited for Scalebound, I'll be honest with you, because I never saw anything from the game that was like great. I wished them the best. I was gonna buy it, just like I thought Recore was gonna be good. It ended up being trash. So I definitely try all this stuff, but I didn't see anything. Like I saw more impressive things from Recore than anything I've seen in Scalebound, in my opinion. Like
really,
yeah, I wasn't hyped for it either. I mean, I was excited to play it. For Scalebound, I was excited to play it just to play it with like, let's say, Fame and Mob. But I mean, other than that, I wasn't hyped for it.
The trailers for Scalebound wasn't like hype worthy, but when they showed that first gameplay, that 20-minute stuff, that's when I start understanding the concept of it and all that stuff. I was like, okay, this looks really good. It looks real cool.
Yeah.
It has the combat system, like the older Kamiya type games. And it's just a bigger scale RPG type game with that combat.
And I was looking forward more as far as diversifying, the Xbox platform, because I knew that a lot of Xbox gamers wanted this particular type of game, and I do enjoy co-op. You guys know I'm
hold on, Mamacita.
She's missing 2v1. You already know.
Go ahead. What you got, Barry? What you got?
So you already know. Xbox guys do not want that game.
Oh, come on. Don't even, there are, don't even try. We're not talking about a selective few. There are plenty of Xbox people that want this type of game. I don't
see. Always says plenty. She never introduces us to this plenty.
No, I'm not saying to put the game on the platform just because, but I just think that statement is a little false.
Well, then why everybody crying about it then want it?
Because people, it's the thing to do. It's the thing to do, bro. Like that's all there is to talk about right now.
Well, everybody
follows behind everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because Fame is generally hurt. It's his show. He is hurt. This nigga's really hurt. Yeah. Like for real.
We actually
my bad. Go ahead.
We actually care. Half the internet that was outraged about it, they didn't care.
Yeah, they were lying.
They definitely lying.
You won't even gonna buy the game.
You should.
I remember having debates with Fame with Scalebound. So I know
Fame was ready for this game.
Because here's the thing, right? I honestly believe if it was like, let's say if it was Recore that got canceled, I honestly think you would have seen similar outrage. But Recore didn't even sell enough to fill a school gymnasium.
Nope.
Oh damn.
So
nope.
It's like it's fake. I think it would have been the same thing. It's just a whole bunch of people faking it, acting like they care,
just to be in, just to get attention.
So
I wasn't gonna buy it anyway. Yeah.
Y'all got faith in Crackdown, Cuphead, and see, y'all got faith in these games actually dropping this year?
The best Xbox game coming out of all those is Cuphead.
Let's go. Thank you.
You got faith that's dropping this year?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think what happened with Cuphead, I don't know if someone influenced them to make the game into also play, because it was a boss fight only game, yeah. But then they influenced them to make it into a platformer also. And listen, some of the best games are boss fight only games, so I didn't feel like they had to do that. But that's why I got delayed. It would have been out already. So I mean,
I appreciate them doing that. I love
Cuphead I think is way more impressive and highly anticipated than Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, any of those games.
Yes, facts. Facts confirmed right here.
I think that's
even try it.
You already know what I'm feeling.
Don't even try it.
No, I'm sorry. It is.
I'm looking forward to Sea of Thieves, and
we've seen more Cuphead than Sea of Thieves and all that.
I actually agree with that. Cuphead is probably the biggest hype game on there. Me personally, I want to see what's coming up. Coming from State of Decay 2.
Yes,
yeah. I'm interested in that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I want to see what they're gonna do with the second game, but we can't see nothing. They don't show nothing.
They ain't showing nothing, bro. That's disappointing.
But don't you remember when not showing your games used to be a good thing? We were like, oh, they're showing too much. They destroy. How many times?
There's a balance though. You gotta hit that middle ground. You gotta hit that sweet spot. There's such a thing as showing too much.
You say
but
that.
Not showing nothing at all, especially in the shape that they're in right now. They can't afford not to show stuff.
Nickodemus is you just take whatever scenario to drive your narrative. That's what you do, Nickodemus.
I'm hyped for State of Decay. You know what I'm saying? But I need to see something to give me some faith that is coming.
How much did they show of Horizon Zero Dawn? But we were still like, what's this game about, or what's the concept and stuff like that? We were still questioning like, how this game is gonna play out. But we seen so much trailers. We seen so much dev commentary. You know what I mean? People played it at E3 and the games their thoughts about it.
I get all of that, but I'm all trailered out. I'm CG trailered out. I'm gameplay trailered out. I'm tired of
on the PlayStation side of things, we're not disappointed. We're not heartbroken about stuff.
I have a PlayStation.
So we have a certain level of expectations. You know what I'm saying?
I own a PS4.
Wait, question. Do you guys think the problem is these games just being shown too early?
It might be part of the problem.
I think so.
Games are being shown.
I don't have an issue with that. Because that builds momentum. That builds hype. Certain games,
something like Fallout.
2-year, 3-year hype. No,
Fallout was like, all right. Well, at the E3 was like, here it is. It's coming out. Boom, and then it was out.
I think games that are established,
watching Fallout 4 for 2-3 years.
Nah, I think games that are established like Fallout 4 or whatever can do that. I don't think games like new IPs and less popular games can afford to do that. So, it's a fine line.
Gamers are so doggone impatient. We're in the now. We want to see stuff now, and then we see it, and then we get the game. Then
you gotta show your investors. There's a lot more to it than just about us. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta show something. Let people know that something's coming.
So we gonna go ahead and switch because
we're not switching to the Switch, are we? Nobody.
Tomorrow, from what I hear, is that greatness awaits.
Oh God!
From what I'm hearing.
So Council's back tomorrow,
yeah. There you go.
So I mean, the Nintendo Switch from a
the
Nintendo Switch from a consumer standpoint has been getting a lot of love, I guess, from everybody except for BG. And tomorrow we're supposed to be getting some news about specs, price, and everything else. Like, what are your expectations for the Switch? And I do want to start with the biggest Switch lover, BG. Like, what are your expectations for the Switch, brother?
BG.
He left the podcast. BG threw his mic.
No, I'm back. I was on the phone. What y'all said?
No, I was saying we know that you are the biggest Switch fan in here.
Oh, and, listen, I could go on days with philosophy and turn into Sun Tzu with the explanation of why that thing is not going to work.
So, what are your expectations for tomorrow? Supposed to get the price specs. Like, you got any? Is this an automatic fail in your eyes?
It's an automatic non-success. I do think it's going to be like less than $300. The release date, yeah, I'm guessing they're going to stick to March, which I think is like way soon. But you're just not going to get the support and the sales that like it's just not going to happen. Like mid-generation, you're releasing this unproven console. How are you going to pull Xbox gamers, PS4 gamers, PC gamers away from what they already have? How?
Well, probably easier for Xbox gamers to move over there because
it's still not. No, because they still at least got multiplats.
You're always throwing shade.
That's true.
What? They got
multiplats. Keep on.
Wait a minute. So BG, you expect for the third-party support to be like the Wii U, like pretty much non-existent?
Oh, at first it's going to be average. After 2 years, it's going to be non-existent.
Not even a handheld market, because a lot of people are assuming that this is supposed to be the takeover for the 3DS. You don't think even as a handheld aspect, it won't sell like crazy with the price? And because they're making like a game, was the Pokemon Stars is supposed to be like Sun and Moon. We know Pokemon games sell like crazy. You don't think this would boost the sales up? Would it pretty much tapping into the handheld market?
Mario Kart sells like crazy, but that didn't help the Wii U. Like Mario Kart is one of the best-selling games. That didn't help the Wii U. That still failed.
BG, let me ask you a question. Why do you feel like Nintendo needs to cater now to the Xbox, PlayStation gamers? Like, why is it important for them to pick up that third-party support outside of their first party and then what they're comfortable
because
with?
Nintendo needs to fight for a market that we know is there. People are convinced that Nintendo cannot go after the market that Sony and Microsoft has. Why not? Why can't they make a typical console? That's where all the sales are. The sales are with a traditional console. So you're telling me if Nintendo makes a traditional console that's powerful and can run games, third parties, along the same in the same ballpark as Sony and Microsoft, and you got Nintendo first party exclusives, why wouldn't people buy it? That's what I'm trying to understand. Why wouldn't I would buy that?
So why wouldn't they do that? That's what I don't get. Why?
Because they're Nintendo. They're Nintendo.
Nintendo fans are convinced y'all believe nobody would buy that. A lot of PlayStation and Xbox gamers, they would be into that. I would buy. I can tell you right now, if like the GameCube was great to me. I love the GameCube. That's the last best thing that Nintendo has made. But all these Nintendo gamers just defend every decision that Nintendo makes. Oh, that's not going to work for them. Why not? Why do y'all think it won't work for them? The last time it did work for them. I mean, they got beat, but it still worked better than their recent attempts at trying to be non-traditional. So I just don't get it. Like if Nintendo had those hardcore gamers before, right, at some point in their life, why do y'all think they can't get those same people back? Like, I'm confused. I'm so confused about that. It's not like Nintendo never had a hardcore audience or the general public. They did at one point. So why is it like this impossible thing? Oh, Nintendo can't have that. That's what I don't understand from these Nintendo fans that tell me that.
If it fails, BG, is this their last console?
I'm not sure about that, but if they have 2 failed consoles in a row, you're just a joke at that point. Like, you can't have 2 failed consoles in a row. That's I don't know what you do after that.
Nick, what do you think about the Switch, man? Tomorrow we getting some news, man. You got any thoughts or aspirations for this console?
Man, the only reason why I'm not hyped for the Switch, man, is just because of the trends, man. It's like Nintendo hasn't shown me anything for like a decade or so, man. It's like, why would I be hyped for something that it doesn't seem like it's making any like effort to change? Like, that's insanity, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, being hyped for the Switch is like a woman no, it's like a woman who's constantly getting beat by her husband or boyfriend, and then just constantly is always going back. Like no matter how many thrashings you take, like Nintendo's disappointing me, time and time again. I'm not gonna be hyped for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even see them advertising anything that would be of interest to me, like gaming on the go and all that stuff. I don't game on the go. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in real life, I'm actually talking to people. I ain't got time to be on my phone or whatever. I don't play mobile games, nothing like that. So that has no interest whatsoever to me. Their first party has no interest to me. Like Mario, like I'm tired of Mario. I'm tired of Zelda. That doesn't look exciting to me at all. You know what I'm saying? Like Zelda, everybody's hyped for Zelda and stuff for nostalgia's sake, but there's many games that look like that game that I can play on my PS4. You know what I'm saying? So why would I be hyped for that? So I'm not hating on Nintendo just to hate on Nintendo, bro. It's just like they haven't shown me anything. Now, if they can do something with this console, you know what I'm saying, and that would interest me and interest, the majority of gamers, more power to them. But I doubt it, bro. I doubt it.
They don't have the kids market anymore. Go ask any child that's of game playing age. Ask them what console they want. Go ahead. Guarantee you none of them say a Nintendo console. None of them.
That's true.
My friends have kids, little kids, like they can speak. They're just about at that age where they can speak. You know what they want? PS4s and Xbox Ones.
Yep, they talking about PS4s and Xbox.
They want to play 2K and Madden. At our age, when we were growing up, I know when I was growing up, first thing out of my mouth would have been a Super Nintendo, would have been an N64.
N64, yes,
it's not like that no more.
Yeah.
They don't. These kids damn near don't even know what a Nintendo console is.
Oh, they little adults. They playing grown-up games.
Exactly. That's why it's just not gonna, because that was a huge part of their sales and demographic was kids. Kids don't give a damn about a Nintendo console. They don't give a damn.
They don't have the kids. Who do they have?
Exactly. Who you selling to now? That was one of your main sales. Who you selling to? Adults? Adults don't really want to take stuff on the go.
No.
So that part of your console is void. Nobody cares about taking stuff on the go.
But they made a commercial. They made a commercial, and all adults were playing with it. And it was so convincing that they were so excited to play that Switch on the go.
Yeah, on the basketball court and stuff. That was
I was like, come on, dog.
Terrible.
I saw that, I was like, there's not a single adult I know is gonna play with that little bitty, with those little side panel controls on that tablet. Who gonna play?
But a part of that is you have to admit that everything a lot of things have gone mobile. Our PCs, our tablets, our phones, everybody is mobile. So it's not that I don't get them trying to tap into that, because we can see, I've said it 1,000 times. You guys have heard me say that a lot of the kids that I see, even when I'm traveling in my family, they're on their iPads, their tablets, they're playing a lot of these phone tablet games, they're tapping fingers. And I feel like they should have a controller in their hands instead of tapping on a screen. So I get that they see that that's where a lot of people are, and kids. So I think that's what they were trying to do, even with the Wii U. And I was a Wii U owner. Okay, I can admit that. Okay, I was a Wii U owner. And that
for shame.
Screen, yeah, I can admit that. But that second screen, being able to play the game downstairs or upstairs or in another room, except the fact that you had to be a certain distance from the system. So that still didn't actually work. And for those that purchased the Wii, even the casual gamers, and mind you, I came in as a casual gamer. When I purchased the Wii U, where was my Wii Sports at the time that the console released? Where was my Wii Fitness? I had to wait a year to get those games. So that was a fail for the Wii U. So even the casual gamers left the Wii, left Nintendo. So I think they do have an uphill climb to get a lot of people back.
Now I know Barry hype. Barry, switch game. Come on now. I should have got Kofi on the show, man. What you thinking, Barry, man?
Honestly, I have the same sentiments as BG. I want to get excited for this console, but from somebody that own like 3 Wii U's, still playing a Wii U currently, it's just like it's not a good console. And from what I'm seeing from the commercial, and guess quote unquote rumors, the rumors that I want to hear, I'm not hearing. So my mind says like, I can't really get excited for this console until Nintendo really and truly show me something that will get me excited. You know what I mean? The games, Zelda, yes, I'm excited for that aspect, but that whole Switch stuff got me concerned, and the whole removable parts and all that stuff got me concerned. You know what I mean? Because if your market is for the kids, or is for everybody, kids, I know everybody's saying that kids don't really necessarily want a Wii U, or a Nintendo product now outside of like the 3DS, but all them switchable parts, I don't think that's catering to any kid. You know what I mean? That will want that, or a parent that will want to buy something like that for their kid. Well, switchable parts and stuff like that. But my big thing is, where are the updated features? Like, this how to share your gameplay. Is it going to support live streaming, that kind of things? I don't really care about the trophies. On the Nintendo console, I don't really care about no party chat, honestly. I wouldn't want to party chat anybody on that.
Yeah, nah, you don't want to do that, bro.
Y'all need to stop.
Nah,
but isn't Nintendo real strict on sharing their content, like over YouTube and all that stuff?
You can't even share their content.
Yeah, that's worth it right there. That's kind of crazy, because they got great games. I'm not.
Niggas not even gonna believe that you're playing it.
But that's the console itself. I'm hearing there's gonna be another like 32 gigs. Like, come on, like, let's stop it, man. Nintendo, as BG said, they need a like a classic console. They need a simple console like PlayStation or Xbox. Honestly, if they want to get everybody back, the third party stuff, they are so dead in the water with that stuff. Even if they did get third party, I don't think people will really migrate over there on the Switch side of things. But Nintendo's just about
too far behind, bro. They're too freaking far behind, man. Like, third parties ain't really gonna do nothing in comparison to this Xbox and PS4. Like,
yeah, man. But I do agree though, man, like, everybody is so complacent. Like, oh, Nintendo. Like, I'm saying that stuff, but I don't want Nintendo to be like agreeing, like, yo, our fans don't care about third parties, so we're not going to have it. No, you got to fight for those people. You got to give them an incentive.
Right. And I'm coming from like just a gaming fan perspective. I'm not hating on them just to hate on them and stuff. I want them to succeed. I want them to do well. I wish there was a third, same console in here that would, give Sony and Microsoft some competition and stuff. Well, at least Sony some competition. And you know what I'm saying? So I wish that was the case, but it's not, and it won't be for Nintendo.
So even a price point, you don't think will sway people to go out and buy it in droves?
I think people will buy it
because the rumor is $249.
I think it's gonna be successful as far as for the first couple months or whatever, but it's gonna die off. I don't see people sticking with this thing unless they do something dramatically different, bruh. If they follow that same old formula, it ain't gonna work.
I don't see $249 for this console, man.
No, what you thinking?
I'm thinking $350.
Ain't nobody gonna buy it. No.
Look, you gotta look at it. You gotta understand. You gotta look at the history with these companies, man. Nintendo, everybody is forcefully saying that this is the successor for the 3DS. Nintendo is not marketing this product like it's a handheld. It's a console that can go. You can take it on the go. That's what Nintendo is marketing it as. So that right there is basically an exclusive experience with their exclusive games, and it's convenient.
What is a console on the go but a handheld? Isn't a console on the go a handheld?
I mean, I said, a handheld have to fit in your pocket to be a handheld, in my opinion. But
yeah, but what are you saying? You saying a console on the go is a handheld, right? But yeah, I do agree. Yeah, a handheld got to fit in a pocket, in my opinion.
Cause my Vita, that thing. No, I ain't gonna talk about the Vita. I don't want to trigger. But
go ahead, talk about it.
The Vita's on life support, man. I can.
Yeah, the Vita.
But my question to you guys, seriously, to the panel, what is your, what's your thoughts on the concept though of the Switch, the idea that you can disconnect, a portion and take it on the go if you want. And then, come back and reconnect it to a set-top device and then continue to pick up and play. What do you think about the actual concept of the Switch?
It's dumb because most adults, when we go outside, barely have any time or like the place to really set up. Like, not that it takes a lot of setup to just really play something like that. Like, when we leave our house, like how many of us really have that type of like opportunity.
I mean,
like,
I gotta work.
Even for games on our phone, like we'll pull that out, okay, and we'll play that for what, maybe 15 minutes if we get a chance. Is that really worth? Is that 15 minutes really worth bringing a console with
I
you?
ain't spending $250 for that, fam. Ain't happening.
Yeah, like you're not gonna want to bring that with you, take it out. It's too much. Like that's too inconvenient for us to have to do that. So just taking this game on the go nonsense. I don't even want to play games when I go outside. Like as much of a gamer as I am, it's literally something that it's like a light switch. As soon as I step out my house, games exit my mind. Last thing I want to do is play a video game outside. And that's how I feel most people think. I don't want to play no video game outside. Like that was something like I said, a handheld is a little bit different because, you know, it's smaller. This is not necessarily that small to be considered a handheld. And even then, like if it was even smaller, I still wouldn't do it because playing a handheld was something I enjoyed as a kid. It's not something I enjoy anymore as an adult because everything I got going on. So
playing video games outside is how niggas get shot and robbed.
It's a 7-inch tablet, right?
That's how it happens to you.
Yeah.
It's 7 inches, a 7-inch tablet?
Something like that. Probably. Yeah, probably. That's the average size of the tablet.
What if you can, pop the controllers off and you can actually, web browse on this thing? Would that not interest you as
this nigga famous trying to sell this Switch?
I'm just saying.
He's doing more of a job than Nintendo.
He's doing a better job than Nintendo. Like he's actually got me thinking about things.
You said what if you could what?
Like let's say you pop the little controls off the end and it's actually a 7-inch tablet. You can web browse, stuff like that. You don't think that'd be convenient?
I could just why don't I just have a regular tablet that can do way more?
But you can play games.
A tablet can play games.
Not these games.
Okay, but that's the thing. Like, okay, if I get a regular tablet, right? That tablet can play games, not those games, but it can play games, and it can it has way more capabilities than this tablet. That's really just a dedicated gaming device. So why am I gonna have that when this one could do more? Why am I gonna have that? Like, I'm not gonna take that with me either because I just don't like to. But like, why am I gonna get that one that's limited in what it can do? I'm gonna get the one that has more capabilities.
So it ain't pretty much nothing Nintendo could do to make you go out and spend this $250.
A new console, not the Switch.
Damn.
That's not the Switch. Yeah.
Well, take that back to Nintendo fame.
I'm thinking, like I said, I'm cool with them trying new stuff. I got a problem with trying new stuff. But the thing is, like you guys said, why not make a powerful console like the Xbox, PS4, whatever, and with that first party game? How at this point can they even compete in that market with another? Because I see we got three. It's technically 3 consoles, but I really look at it as 2 consoles and Nintendo. Would they really fit in with the PS4 and Xbox as that powerful, console that can actually play games? Would they even fit in that market? I think Nintendo has to do weird shit like this.
They can. I mean, all it would really take is like when we think about it, the PS4 and the Xbox One aren't that different, right? They're really not drastically different. There's a few minute capabilities that one can do that the other can. There's a few categories that the other, performs better than the other one, right? But they're pretty much the same, and they're both selling more than Nintendo platforms. So if Nintendo made a console that's just like that, but distinguishes itself in a few different ways, that they managed to do something cutting edge and top Sony or Microsoft in something, why wouldn't it sell? Like these 2 consoles are almost the same and they're selling like crazy. So why can't Nintendo do the same thing and sell like crazy?
Because they got to be different, even at the sake of failure.
You don't think the market would be spread too thin? And I'm just asking a question. And then my next question to that would be, if they do that, and there was a world, as BG is stating for us, where Nintendo did release a console that could compete with the Xbox and PlayStation, whose base would it pull from? Or would it just...
That's what I'm saying. That's why they got to be weird.
I'm asking whose base, seriously, whose base would it pull from? Or would it just reignite their own base?
There's always going to be like a loser, right? But there's always going to be a loser, but there's always going to be like, you can always not lose so bad. Like you can at least lose and be respected with dignity. Like with the GameCube, people respected the GameCube. Like nobody is going to sit here and be like, oh, the GameCube was garbage. Nobody I know, right? It didn't win that generation, but people respect the GameCube, and it still like did good for the sales it had. Like ain't nobody respecting the Wii U. It lost, and nobody respects it. At least people respect and like the GameCube, even though it didn't sell as much as the other ones. Damn. So they can at least fight for it.
What about the Wii though? They got their respect, you think?
They got them sales, not that respect.
in the sales,
yeah, they didn't get respect, fam. Pause real quick. Who's playing Street Fighter 5 right now?
Oh, my bad. You can hear that?
You know what? Nobody.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga, I can hear that. I hear you going there with them sticks.
It's about that time. We have to get ready to boogie up out of here, man. We hit our time. For those of you who are watching from YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit the description down below. Xbox One S giveaway is up. It ends in about 2 weeks. If you're watching from TiCGN.com, make sure you guys check out the link. I have What's Up PlayStation link in the article. I also have the link for Broken Games HD's. BG, with your channel being Changed Weapon Wheel, what do you prefer to be called, bro? We still calling you BG?
I'm always gonna be BG in these streets eternally.
Gotcha. If you're watching TiCGN.com, I do have BG's Weapon Wheel podcast linked inside the article on TiCGN.com. Make sure you check that out. Because honestly, if you're not watching Weapon Wheel podcast on Saturdays, I don't know what you're watching. It is probably one of the best shows going on the internet right now. But we're gonna go ahead.
Let me ask BG a question since you're talking about podcast. When Skill Tree podcast? When that next one coming, bro?
I don't know. We got to coordinate. It's hard. It's cold outside in New York. You know. It's cold outside.
Yeah, I know niggas don't come out when it's cold. I got it.
I think my iron a little bit low. You know, I be colder than most people. Black people don't like the cold already.
So. Yeah. All right,
bro,
that's cool.
Is you as skinny as this picture say, bro? Because this picture, boy, you skinny as hell, boy. I know you cold.
I think I'm way skinnier than I am. I'm 170 pounds, 6 feet. So not as skinny as people think. Like people see me in real life and be like, oh, you really don't look like that. So.
He's like, oh, you used the average dude.
It's just, I don't know if it's the camera or what, but.
All right, we're going to Boogie. Nick, you want to say your piece, my brother?
Yeah, man. Thanks for everybody joining. All that good stuff. Definitely a good podcast as always. And then, yeah, make sure you guys go to TiCGN.com, you know what I'm saying, for all your gaming news. You know what I'm saying? I'm a writer over there, so you know it's lit. And just make sure you hit that like button, please, before you head on out. And other than that, man, great show.
Wait a minute, what about likes?
Oh, and make sure you remember that like lives matter on YouTube. Yes, we have this thing called SEO, ladies and gentlemen. If you hit that like button, that tells YouTube that we are important in the search engine. So make sure you hit that like button. Thanks.
You need some fresh taglines.
What? It's
you need
facts.
to come out with some more taglines.
That's
on.
factual.
How many times we gonna say the same? But change it up. Do something different.
I have to educate people. People don't know about SEO.
But you do it different.
Why? How you want me to do it different?
I don't know, but come up with something. We need to come up with something because I'm kind of tired of hearing that same.
Listen to the woman.
Listen to the woman.
Hey, BG is smart man.
I like you, BG. I like
Mamacita, who I know is excited to hop on that plane and get down to Texas. Want to say your piece?
Yeah, y'all better when we get to y'all better not act like y'all know who I am either here.
When you see you, we're gonna turn around. We don't know her.
No, act like you don't know who I am. But I appreciate y'all checking out the TiC XP podcast. It's Mamacita, as always, Classic Gamer Gals, Twitter, YouTube, and it's been nice hanging out with y'all.
Yo, and we got Mr. Xbox himself, Jay Bory.
You already know, man. I'm coming for Kid Smooth. I am the best bot.
Oh man.
Out here, but nah, man. Definitely appreciate the invite. Let's make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. The Council podcast is back.
Y'all coming out of hibernation too?
Yeah, we coming out of hibernation, man. Holiday season's over.
Okay.
And back to work.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man. A lot of great things coming to the channel. Going to have a tournament, Street Fighter 5 tournament. Next week, Black Bomb, looking at you, you know what I mean? You just ignore me, you know what I mean? I'm telling you to join my tournament, Black Bomb. You talk about Street Fighter every damn week on the Weapon Wheel podcast, and you ignore me. Now, But nah, man. Yeah, Street Fighter 5 tournament next week is gonna be fun. Come through. It's gonna be giveaways and all that good stuff there. All right.
We got the Godfather himself, the Don Dada, BG.
Yo, Weapon World Podcast Saturday, 6 p.m. EST. Make sure you tune in.
Yo, he throw that EST in there smooth. But we're gonna boogie, man. It's late. I'm tired, and this has been episode 14 of the TiC WXP podcast. We didn't fight today, so which is not the norm.
I was trying to pick a fight with Mom, but she wasn't having it today. She kept shutting me down quick.
I had your back, bro.
No,
you had my back. I ain't hear much. I ain't hear much coming from you when she was attacking me, bro.
No, I had my back.
It's normally Nick and Mamacita going at it, and it's me and Crunk going back and forth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're doing Switch Up Saturday again for sure. We got to get Barry on the show to switch up with us. I think y'all enjoy him, bring out his inner Xbox. But we out, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Right.